good afternoon, and in presently we have Astha Khandelwal, Abhigyan Gupta, Aditya, Ankit, Arpan Mishra, Ishpreet Singh, Jamima, Naveen Chandlani, Navya Singh, Sambhav Garg, Sanya, uh, Sarvansh, Saurabh Yadav, Shreya Dharan, Shubham Singh Rana, Tushar Khandelwal, Vanshika, Yash Chaudhary in our class. So let us just start the things. So we have completed up to winding up, and also in the last class we have seen that how actually the process of winding up, and then afterwards we have also seen that what is the duties of the company secretary in order to issue the shares, forfeit the shares, reissue the shares regarding that. So secretarial practice part we have completed. And today we will be going to start about the meetings. So what are the meetings and what are the various types of meeting? What are in general required for a valid meeting or a meeting to be called as a valid one? So these all things we will be doing today. Okay, so I'm sharing the slide with you regarding company meetings. Okay. Let us just learn about companies meetings today. What are the various types of meetings and what are the things which are the, you can say, the provisions regarding meetings for the companies. Okay. Yeah. So companies actually work with the meetings only, because what the thing is, as we know that company is a democratic form of a business organization, because a lot of members are there. By the time we have understood that, especially in case of a public company which is a widely held one, we have a lot of members in the company, and those members have to work, or those members, all those members are not involved in the company's working. So the involvement in the company's working regarding the members of the companies are they actually work on the recommendation of the, or you can say the board of directors actually work for the company, so they are called the managing partners of the company as such, right? So they are and they work along, they work as per the direction of the shareholders, and these directions are to be taken in meetings. And even these directors can also not do their whatever they want to do in the company itself, because everyone's money is involved, and there are provisions regarding having the board of directors meeting also. There are shareholders also, there are debenture holders also which are involved. They also want to just put their point. They have their say in the company itself. So there are meetings for them also. So various types of meetings are there in the company, and the resolutions which are passed in the meeting are actually the base of the working of the company. And these resolutions which are passed, and these resolutions are to be filed with the registrar of companies as an information that see we have complied with all the things, and nothing is going in hayway. Okay, so that is how the companies move on and the companies work as such. So this is, so let us just see in detail about how the companies work. So yeah. So what is a meeting? Anyone? Can anyone tell me what a meeting is? Any one of you? What is a meeting? And even whatever we are doing now is also a meeting. Okay. So what is a meeting with reference to the companies? If we say, what do you mean by meeting? Come on.
So, a formal discussion.
Very good. Formal discussion happens in a meeting. Excellent. What else?
when a group of people come together to discuss some particular thing.
Okay, group of people coming together for a particular time for a particular purpose also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. What else? Very correct. Very good. Means in general, if we say meeting happens at least between two people. Okay, you cannot those meetings. Suppose you are alone, you say I had a meeting with the God. So something like that will not be called a meeting over here in corporate laws. Okay, so meeting is something at least two persons should be there, and there should be a predefined purpose of the meeting. Okay, because it is a meeting. Meeting is not meeting casually on the road or outside your house, or while I was roaming in the garden, I met someone. So that also is a meeting, but is an informal type of meeting which is not having any agenda, not having any purpose. The agenda also develops at the time when we are talking to someone. So this is something which is two people are necessary to have a meeting, and it must have certain purpose to be discussed in the meeting itself. So there has to be some purpose of the meeting. There has to be some agenda for the meeting. Okay, so these all things are necessary for a meeting to happen. And these all are, you can say, are the essentials of a valid meeting. When we will study the essentials of valid meeting, so these all things will come to picture. That what are the essentials of a valid meeting. So when we are talking of essentials of a valid meeting, then we will say there has to be an agenda, there has to be some purpose, there has to be, and further, because the informal meeting we need not to write anything, but in a formal meeting we have to write something. We have to tell other that what we have decided, at least so that it should be remembered and the other person should take action accordingly. So these are called minutes of the meeting. Okay, so we will discuss about the requisites of a valid meeting before we just go proceed further with the types of the meeting. So what can be the requisites of a valid meeting? Now, when we are talking of a meeting over here, then we mean some formal meeting which is used for the purpose of the shareholders. Okay, so meeting is a gathering or assembly of two or more persons at a pre-decided date, time, and place for transacting certain lawful business. So there has to be some date, time, there has to be some information regarding their date and time. So there has to be some notice of the meeting. Okay. So you have to tell other, you have to notify other that we are meeting at this place, or you have to suggest, you have to ask other whether you are free or not, would you be able to come or not, or whatever. So this is what happens. Okay. So there has to be a pre-decided date, there has to be a pre-decided time, and there has to be a pre-decided place. So all these three things are mentioned in the notice for the meeting which is given. Okay, and what is the agenda? Agenda is the business which is to be transacted when two or more people are meeting. They are meeting together. So some agenda is there, some purpose is to be transacted, then only it will be called a meeting, right? Next is what can be the requisite. So a meeting should be conveyed by a proper authority. So why a person will come, why a person will meet, other person will refuse. So there has to be some authority who should convene the meeting. Next is it must be convened by a proper notice. So the authority which is convening the meeting should give a proper notice, and the notice must not only be given, it must be served in a prescribed manner to all the person entitled to receive such notice. So it means that a proper notice has to be there in order to call all the persons who are in the meeting. Okay, and then it is, as I've told you, it should not only be given, it should be served. Serving and giving, there is a difference. Serving notice is taking the acknowledgement that other person has received the notice, means it should be properly served, means that the one person should take a confirmation that the other person has actually received the notice. So you have just only, and Giving the notice means just to informing that we are having a meeting, and irrespective of whether the other person has actually got it or not or whatever. So it is irrespective of that. So if it is there, then it will have, then it will be deemed as if the notice has not been properly served. For the service of notice is must, not only giving, but the actual service of notice has to be there for the meetings to be a valid one. Next is, it must be conveyed to the to transact a lawful business as per its agenda. So what business is to be transacted, it has to be determined well in advance, and it must be a part of the notice. So along with the notice, agenda has to be given, or even agenda may follow the notice also. So that what is the notice for which we are meeting, so that can even follow after the notice is being served. Then afterwards also agenda can come, but agenda must be received also by the person who is entitled to receive the notice. Further, it must be presided by a properly elected chairperson. So because it is a formal meeting, so there has to be some direction of the meeting. Means that the meeting should come out with certain conclusion. So in order to come out with certain conclusion, there has to be someone who should drive, who should guide, who should take further the meeting, and that person is and then person is no one but the chairperson or chairman. So chairman of the or chairperson of the meeting will actually take the meeting further, okay, and ensure that it comes to a conclusion, because he is the person who is most interested in undertaking the meeting, right? Next is it must have a proper quorum. So once you are meeting, somebody is coming, somebody might not be coming. So quorum is a minimum person who are required to hold a valid meeting. So there must be minimum person out of, suppose there are 15% and only 2% came out of the 15, and you conveyed the meeting and 2% have taken the decision, and now you are telling everyone to implement it. Not good and not possible. So it will not be justifiable also just in order to conduct such a meeting. Okay, so there has to be a proper quorum. So quorum is the minimum people, those who will be required in order to make the meeting a valid meeting. Okay. Further, it must be conducted for a lawful procedure. Okay, conducted by following a lawful procedure. It means that not only the business should be lawful, but the process of conducting the meeting should be lawful, and in order to just call the meeting as a lawful or the legal meeting. Okay, so it has to be lawful. So process also needs to be lawful, that it is prescribed under the Companies Act that how a meeting called and what will be a lawful meeting. Okay. Further, proper resolution must be passed for transacting the business in the meeting. So whatever decision has been taken in the meeting, so they have to be documented properly by the secretary. Mostly company secretary is appointed in order to take the notes and prepare the draft of the minutes of the meeting and there have to be resolution which are parts of the minutes of the meeting also. So a proper resolution has to be passed for transacting any business, and those resolutions are to be recorded properly in the minutes of the meeting of the company. And as it has to be properly recorded, and it after recording it should be circulated also, that these are the proceedings, these are the you can say the decision which has been taken, and this is how it has been resolved, or this is how the resolution has been prepared, so that everyone whosoever is a part of the meeting should accord with the meeting properly. Next is authorities. For now we have to start that who can convene the meeting. So up till here it was the general thing which can make any meeting a valid one. and it is irrespective of all the meetings. These are the things which are requisites of a valid meeting. So there can be a question in your exam that explain the requisites of a valid meeting. What is a meeting and why it is necessary, and requisites of a valid meeting. So it will be better if you just write an assignment on this. Okay, so assignment is that you have to write the meeting. What is meeting? Shreya, are you there? Shreya?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Shreya, just note down this question and circulate it on the WhatsApp group as an assignment. Okay.
Okay, sir.
What do you mean by meeting? What do you mean by meeting?
Yes,
Next
sir.
is what is necessary or what is necessity of conducting meeting for companies. And third, what is requisite? ये पूरा एक ही question है, ठीक है ना? This is
हाँ,
one.
sir.
And what are the requisites of a valid meeting? This is one question only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Fine. So any problem up till now? Anyone? Anything if you want to ask? Come on. Please ask if you want to ask anything regarding up till here, regarding the meeting. Or should I ask you? Sarvan Sinha, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Sarvan, what do you mean by quorum of a meeting?
So, the quorum is like a proper notice, and it contains all the agendas and
Agendas, quorum. Quorum will contain the agenda. Ankit is muted forever. Raghav Dubey. Ankit, you type down what do you mean by quorum? Yeah, Raghav Dubey. Are you there, Raghav Dubey? राघव, श्रेया राघव को एब्सेंट मार्क कर देना. नेहा सिंह राठौर. Neha Rathor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Neha, what do you mean by minutes of the meeting?
So does it mean the actual meeting should be properly recorded?
Okay. What is there in the minutes of the meeting? Who records the minutes? Yes, come on. Who records the minutes? Neha Rathor.
Sir,
Navya.
I'm not sure.
Navya. Sanya, you tell.
So, by minutes of meeting, we mean that a secretary of a company can keep notes or record.
Very good. Company secretary normally records the minutes of the company, or otherwise anyone from the board of directors can take the initiative to record the minutes. But proper person is the company secretary only because he knows all the legal aspects of a minute and how it is to be recorded and how it is to be presented, because these minutes are to be filed with the Office of Registrar of Companies also. Okay, so there has to be proper resolution which are to be passed, and then only the minutes should be required according to the legal provisions or according to the lawful procedure. Okay, fine. So whom should I ask? Jamima, are you there? Jamima. Jamima. Karan Agarwal. Karan Agarwal. What do you mean by agenda of a meeting? कौन बताएगा? जानवी सिंह, Ishpreet.
Yes, sir.
What is agenda of a meeting?
So the main reason being held, or maybe the
What?
activities in which
Agenda are the point which have to be discussed in the meeting. So what is the business to be transacted in the meeting is the agenda actually, right?
Yes, sir.
So let us just proceed further with the authorities for convening.
Discuss quorum. Quorum का मतलब बता देते हैं आप एक बार.
Yeah, quorum is the minimum persons who are required in order to make the meeting valid. So what happens? Suppose, for example, there are 15 directors and only 2 directors are present to have the meeting, and both of them have taken the decision to dissolve the company. So is this decision binding?
No, sir.
Why?
Sir, because
others are not there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But meeting has happened. Everyone was given the notice, and the meeting has started now. And even after calling, people are not coming, and both the directors have decided to close down the company. Is it a valid one? Even after calling, people are not coming. So are these 2 directors having all the rights to decide about the company? Is it so? Saurabh?
No, sir.
Why?
Because they are not meeting the proper quorum, so it won't be considered a valid meeting.
It will not be a valid meeting because it has not met the quorum. Okay. So let us talk about the authorities for convening the meeting. Right. So board of directors are there, directors on requisition of members, and tribunal can call the meeting, right? So the board of directors are empowered to convene every type of general meeting of the members of the company. So if it is the entire board of directors, then the meeting can be convened. They are the ultimate authority also. Directors on the requisition of members, sometimes requisition is made by the member of the company to call a meeting. So what happens when, for example, there is a clause in the Companies Act regarding this operation and mismanagement of the company. There may be some inspection which has happened, and some of the people, those who have come together, they have gathered together and they want to call a meeting. So such meeting has happened, and in that case, these people have to apply to the director. So they cannot even call meeting by themselves. So what they have to do, they have to call a director. They have to give it in writing. They want to call a meeting, and director upon receiving such a notice from such members, those who are suppose 10% of the members are required in that case. So they have to convene a meeting in that case. Okay, so directors on requisition by certain members can go for. Further, a tribunal can also direct the directors to call a meeting. So when directors make a default in holding the AGM, the tribunal may call the annual general meeting directly. Okay. Sometimes AGM is not being called by the directors because they do not want to call the AGM as such. But in that case, what will happen? It can be called by the tribunal. So tribunal can apply for calling the AGM and can call the AGM directly. Okay. So in that case, tribunal will be one of the authority to call the AGM. So once it is decided that the meeting is being called, and decision is taken by the authorities. So who are having the authority to call the meeting? Board of directors and shareholders, or you can say members, but they have to approach directors only, or the tribunal. So these are the authorities to call the meeting. So further, when the meeting it is decided that meeting is to be called, then everyone whosoever is required has to be served a notice. So for a valid meeting, a proper notice is prerequisite. In connection with the proper notice, the following things must be considered: proper length and the period of the notice. Means there has to be, the notice should be drafted in such a way that it should cover all the agenda of the meeting and should be given at certain prior to certain period of time. Normally in case of AGM, it is 21 days. In case of board of meetings, it can be 7 days. Okay, so there has to be a proper notice period. There has to be proper period within which the other person must be ready to come and join the meeting. Next is the content of the notice. The content of the notice must expressly mention that you are invited to be in the meeting. It should not be like that meeting is being conveyed and following is the agenda. So there is no invitation at all. So there has to be a proper and a clear invitation also in order to just go for the meeting. Okay. So person entitled to notice. So contents of the notice must be not only there should be the intimation, but it should be an invitation also, and it should be served properly. Further, the person entitled to notice. So who are the person entitled to notice? So there has to be a list of the persons to whom this notice is to be provided, and accordingly only the notice is given. And no one should be skipped. Those who are eligible to come into meeting, no one should be skipped, because just because of this skipping of someone of not providing the notice may call a meeting as a invalid one, and whatever decision has been taken will also be invalid. Further, next is mode of service of the notice. So mode of service of the notice must be in writing. Suppose if it is a AGM where all the shareholders are to be called, previously used to happen in a case where AGM was to be held, a postcard was sent to all the shareholders. Or sometimes if the shareholders are less, sometimes registered mail is also sent to the shareholders in order to just to see that the shareholders get the notice of the same. And now these days emails are used, because emails of the shareholders are kept, and whatever email they have given, that can be used in order to serve the notice. So the notice, the mode of service of the notice or the rules regarding the meetings must be given in the articles of association of the company and should be followed in that way only. So further, if we talk about a general meeting, the general meeting or a company may be called giving notice less than 21 days. So just I have told you 21 clear days should be there, and if there is certain things, then it should be added. What that after means the day on which the notice is served should also be added. Okay, so the date of the meeting is also added. So clear gap of 21 days must be there. Okay, on the service of the notice and the date of meeting. So in between these, there has to be a gap of clear 21 days. So in case the notice is sent by post, then 2 more days to be added. Okay, for the postal in transit. Okay, so this is what is the notice. So 21 days notice must be there. What is added over here? It has to be a clear 21 days. Rather, it should be more than 21 days only. Okay, so which has to be properly conveyed and delivered to the members, those who are eligible. Okay. Further, the length or period of the notice regarding if the notice is a shorter notice. In case of an AGM, if the shorter notice is approved by all the members entitled to vote at there, then the shorter notice can also be given. But they should actually resolve that we have agreed that shorter notice may be given. In case of any other meeting, if shorter notice is approved by the members of the company, not less than 95% of the paid up share capital of the company having a right to vote in the meeting. So in that case also, because it has to be approved by a special majority, then only the shorter notice will be approved. So 95% people should at least approve that shorter notice is also okay. So in case of company not having a share capital, if the shorter notice approved by the members, not less than 95% of the total voting power exercisable at the meeting should be considered. So if the company is limited by shares, then 95% of the share capital of the company with whomsoever it is there, and if the company is not is not limited by shares, or it is a limited by guarantee company, in that case 95% of the total voting power of the company should approve that the shorter notice is allowed, then only the shorter notice will be allowed. So now what are the contents of the notice? So every notice of the company shall specify the following things. Number one, the place of the meeting, date of the meeting, day of the meeting, along with the weekday in bracket. Okay, that this day is Sunday or Monday or whatever. Okay, the hours of the meeting during which the meeting will be conducted, from which time to which time, at what time meeting will start and what time it will get over. Okay, and further a statement of business to be transacted, that is the agenda. So statement of business to be transacted is the agenda, that what are the things which we are going to transact during the meeting. Okay, that has to be part. Further, the statement of business as the agenda placed are under two categories: general agenda, that is ordinary business, and special business. So if some special business is to be taken, suppose some special resolution is to be passed, then such special resolution must be well in advance prepared and served along with the notice to the shareholders that what resolution we are going to pass in that. So the language should be properly drafted and it should be circulated prior to anything else, right? So person who are entitled to notice. So every member of the company, if it is a general meeting, legal representative of a deceased member. Okay, so if the member has deceased, the legal representative or the nominee or the person who has been appointed will be the person to whom the notice must be served. The assignee of the insolvent member, if the member has become insolvent, then the person who is actually the liquidator, or you can say the assignee, he should be served the notice of the meeting. Further, auditor and auditors of the company should be served, because they are the persons who will be there in order, because most of the time when AGM is there, this is regarding AGM, that's why shareholders are in picture. So in case of AGM, auditor and auditors of the company, whosoever, whatsoever, have to be present, because they have prepared the accounts of the company. So if there will be any questions regarding the accounts, and they have some internal auditor has prepared the accounts and has done the internal audit, the external auditor has also audited. So there may be some question regarding the auditing they have done for the company besides the accounting they have done. Okay, so such questions can be, there must be someone to answer those questions also, they have to be there. So every director of the company, because it's, and the stock exchanges if the companies are listed. So these all are the people, those who are the stakeholders, and they must be served a proper notice in order to make this valid. Okay, next is the mode of service of notice. So a notice may be served by a company on any member of the company, either personally or by sending it by him to with a post or with at his registered address. So this is the reason why the address of the shareholder is also needed these days, because in order to serve the notice, so whatever address has been given by the shareholder at the time of taking shares, at that address only the notice will be served, or notice will be further sent. Agenda. The term agenda means the things to be done or the things which are to be transacted. So agenda is a statement of the business to be transacted in a meeting. So agenda generally takes the timetable which sets out the item to be taken up in the meeting and in the chronological order. So even in the agenda, when the items are placed, it is also told that how much time the company is giving to a particular agenda for discussion. So that entire timetable must be served to the shareholders or the members of the company. So sometimes the company's meeting may go very long. So at that time, the agenda to be mentioned should be properly there in the meeting, that at what time it will come. Okay, so accordingly. So it's a timetable which sets out the item to be taken up in the meeting in a chronological order. The chairman can change the order of the item of the business with the consent of the members. So there can be shuffling of the items also according to the priority, or some items may also be added at the time of the meeting. That is called table agenda, that can be announced at the time when it is to be discussed amongst all the members of the company. Next is the company generally prepares and send a notice including the agenda to the shareholders and others who are entitled to receive the notice. So normally agenda is sent along with the notice on also, but there can be some agenda which can be even sent afterwards before the meeting is going to be started. So agenda categorizes the business into two parts. That is the ordinary business to be conducted and the special business to be conducted. So ordinary business to be conducted are the normal business. For example, in every general meeting, there will be a discussion on the dividend to be declared. So that is the ordinary business to be conducted. For example, approval of the accounts of the company by audited accounts of the company. So that is also one of the normal, or you can say the ordinary agenda. But for example, the company wants to go for a merger and acquisition. So that is a special agenda to be discussed. So such special agenda should be sent along with the resolution, as I have already told you, to the members of the company, so that proper discussion can happen in the meeting and accordingly the decision may be taken. Okay. Next is your quorum. Quorum means the presence of certain minimum number of members which is required for a meeting for transacting its business. So if the proper quorum is not present, the meeting is generally adjourned for the sake of quorum to a certain further date. So whenever the is upon the convenience of the directors, whenever the new date is there, the meeting will be convened during that day. So any meeting which is done without quorum is a invalid meeting, because number of people to be presented over there in order to take a decision must be there, and if it is not there, then it will be a invalid meeting. Okay. Next is the chairman. So chairman is an indispensable person for the successful conduct of the corporate meeting. He is a person appointed to regulate, control, direct, and smooth the conduct of the business of a meeting, so that the objectives of the meeting can be effectively achieved. So chairman is the most important part, because he is the most concerned about the agenda or the decision to be taken in the AGM. So he must ensure that the meeting has happened at a proper place and proper time, and is covering all the important agendas, and also the meeting is not deviating from its purpose. It is for the purpose for which the meeting has been called is fully taken care of. Next is the proxy. So proxy is a person appointed by a member of a company to attend and vote on his behalf as per the direction at the meeting of the company. So you also sometimes do a proxy attendance on the behalf of your friend. So he has actually authorized you to, okay, fine, mere laga dena yaar. So that is called a proxy. So in Companies Act, proxy is the person who is duly appointed by the other member, who actually is not at all able to come and try to do the things, but he has been given the authority to vote, and you can say to vote for the company, and you can say put his point for it. Okay, so on behalf of someone else may go in the AGM and do the things. Okay, sometimes it is required that the lawyer or a company secretary who is a qualified one or who is a practicing one are given certain fees for in order to attend the meeting on the behalf of certain person because they wanted to raise some issues. So a lawyer can better or a company secretary can better do it. So accordingly, the proxies are provided to them for the further utilization. Provisions regarding proxy. So a member can appoint any member of the company entitled to appoint another person as his proxy to attend the vote. So any member can appoint any other member for the proxy things. Okay, so this is something very important. Further is the minutes of the meeting. Minutes being the official record of the proceedings of the meeting or the business transacted at the meeting. So two kinds of minutes are there: minutes of resolution and minutes of narration, and a combination of resolution and the narration. So third thing is the best one in order to do the things. So only resolution and only narration will land you up in nothing. So there has to be a proper narration and the resolution. So there is a mix of it, then only the good conclusion can come from the minutes. What can be the contents of the minutes? So it is how much number of AGM or how much number of board meeting it is. So it will comprise of the number first, and then date and place where it is conducted, name of the chairperson, the name of the directors, number of members present. So these all things are given on the very first page, and the past meeting record, any last meeting record is there. So then that has also to be mentioned over here that the last meeting happened on this and this date. Now it was decided to just conduct this meeting. So this meeting is going on. Description of the resolution passed. Whatever resolution is passed in the meeting of the you can say the shareholders. So that has to be properly documented. If any contract you have approved, that is also to be approval is to be given in the form of a resolution. Any special resolution is passed. So signature of chairman and date of confirmation is done at the end after writing all these things, and that is what is the you can say the requirement of minutes. So today we have actually studied what are the things which are required in order to have a valid meeting, and these requirements will always be there irrespective of the types of the meeting we have. So tomorrow we will be studying various types of the meeting, what are the various types, and we will be discussing a couple of types of the meetings over here also, and what about the provisions of the law regarding holding the meetings. Okay, so any question you may please ask.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in this अभी आपने जो सारी length of services और जो point discuss किए वो सिर्फ AGM के लिए है ना? They doesn't apply to class meeting.
What I have done is, what I have done is, I have just taken the example of AGM. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, it is applicable to almost all the types of meeting itself. But AGM is the most, you can say, it is most important type of meeting. That's why I have taken AGM as such.
And sir, आपने special resolution की बात करी थी, तो special resolution तो extraordinary meeting में लिया जाता है, I think so.
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. अगर extraordinary meeting, when extraordinary meeting is called, suppose for example I have some extraordinary agenda and my AGM has already happened, and I want to discuss that agenda with my shareholders, with the members, and I need a consent on it, then I have to call the EGM, that is called extraordinary meeting. But if certain things are due and at the time of, because the AGM is approaching, annual general meeting is already approaching. So AGM or EGM, both are the meetings of the shareholders. Okay. So agenda can be discussed in one meeting instead of other. No problem is there. Okay.
Okay, sir. And sir, the last doubt is of this, जब आपने quorum discuss किया था, तो sir quorum में what we will decide that what is the minimum number of requirement कि half of directors should be there or 1/4 of directors should be there.
Normally 1/3 is the quorum of the meeting. So whatever is the strength, 1/3 people should present in order to make the meeting valid. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Anyone, anything else? Any other question if you want to ask? Because these all things we will be discussing further also when we'll be doing. So Saurabh, your all concepts will be clear at that time itself. Okay.
Okay, sir. And sir, this slide is not posted. This
Sorry?
PDF. This PDF is not posted on the materials.
I will. This is the new PDF which I have started. Don't worry. I will post it today itself after finishing the class. Right? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Fine. That's great. And thanks for participating, Saurabh. I like when people just ask certain things, and keep on doing this further also, and tell your classmates also to do. Everyone is listening. So let me take the attendance. Astha Khandelwal, Abhigyan Gupta, Aditya, Anshul Goswami, Arpan Mishra, Ashutosh, Marshi, Ishpreet Singh Walia, Jamima, Janvi Singh, Karan Agarwal, Kaushal Agarwal, Megha Dhuria, Naman Jain, Naveen Chandlani, Navya Singh, Neha Singh Rathore, Priyam Milan, Raghav Dubey, Sambhav Garg, Sanya Kanwar, Sarwan Sinha, Saurabh Yadav, Shahid Chauhan, Shara Khan, Shreya Dharan, Shubham Singh Rana, Tushar Khandelwal, Vanshika, Vatsal Rastogi, and Yash Chaudhary and Yashwardhan Tiwari. So these are present today. Okay. So thank you all for listening to me and being in the class regularly as before too. And have a nice day to all of you. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.